What is up, basketball fans? This is Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast brought to you by Big City Wings. Shout out to Big City Wings, Houston's wing joint, Apollo's wing joint. Go check out their daily specials every day if you're in the Houston area. Love Big City Wings. Great beers, great wings, great people. And thank you to Celebrity Mint. Shout out to Celebrity Mint. CelebrityMint.com and at the Celebrity Mint on social media has incredible graded legal tender collectibles of Mike Tyson, Ric Flair, and more. Shout out to Celebrity Mint for sponsoring this episode as well. I am joined by the What We Learned Houston Rockets Edition King, Josh Garcia. How we doing, bud?
Feeling beautiful. How we feeling?
We're good. We're good.
Great.
NBA's hurting me recently, but it's fine.
Yeah, happens.
Yeah, I'm sure you're in the same kind of hell.
Oh yeah, never.
We experienced some greatness, if you will. The chosen one, LeBron James,
My GOAT,
senior, scored 40,000 points for his career the other night against the Nuggets, I believe, in the first half. The easiest more or less bet on prizepicks.com. If you go to prizepicks, type in the code Apollo or Apollo HOU, you can get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Shout out to prizepicks. If you would bet more on LeBron's more than 9.5 points in the first half, you would have easily gotten it. Everyone and their mother knew he was going to get that in the first half. It's the same as when he broke Kareem's record. It was happening as soon as it was going to happen. Like, it was just going to happen immediately. But yeah, LeBron James, 40,000 total points in the NBA. He's the only player to have 40,000 points, only player to have 40,000 points, along with 11,000 rebounds and 10,000 assists. He has a triple-double in his career for his career totals.
A triple-double lifer. Love it.
Name another LeBron stat. I mean, that's just one of them.
Yeah,
one of the many.
7 and 7. Come on, we got everything. Yeah.
Career triple-double. It's insane. Like, we're very blessed to have grown up in the era of LeBron. When he first gets in, like, it's kind of when our brains start remembering things. Like, I was 7 when LeBron got into the league, so I'm like kind of tuned into basketball at that point. I was like, I like this sport. This is what I'm going to watch a lot. So LeBron, D-Wade, Melo, he outlasts all of them. Chris Bosh. I mean, Chris Paul's still in the league, but not at a great rate. But like Dwight Howard, like all these players that have come in and gone since then, and LeBron's still just chugging along with a 25-7-7 stat line, or 27-7-7 again this season at almost 40 years old. He just turned 39 in December. It's just greatness. He's the GOAT of our generation. Well, we may never see another basketball player better than LeBron for this long, ever.
Exactly. I saw a tweet today. I think it was either Big Biz or Dragonfly Jones. I get them confused all the time. But they said Wemby and LeBron have a very close kind of run that's happening. Early career run. They're saying that Wemby's going to be better than LeBron, or that has a possible chance to get better than LeBron. And I feel weird because this isn't First Take. This is Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seeing people say stuff like that. Can we just appreciate what's going on in front of our eyes now? Like, you're seeing the great raw talent by Wemby, and I hate to make this about bro, but LeBron has done this. He's been doing this 21 years, 20 years. It's insane. Can we just appreciate it? Every moment, every waking moment I see a LeBron game, when he turns it up, It's like he can score 40K with his left if he wanted to. Like, it's nuts to me.
Yeah, someone tweeted out they asked the question, if injuries were turned off, like if you were able to turn off injuries in your sliders, what player would have reached 40,000 points sooner? And someone quote tweeted it and said LeBron 2 years earlier. It's like, I mean, that's really what it is. LeBron is literally incredible. This isn't like a LeBron podcast, but we're both kind of LeBron guys. Like, we like him. He's the reason probably that we like basketball outside of our teams. Like, enjoy watching basketball outside of our teams, because there are people that watch their city, their teams, and they don't watch the sport outside of that, whether that be basketball, football, baseball, whatever. And I'm a culprit of that. I don't watch a lot of baseball outside of the Houston Astros, just because there's 162 games and I don't care until the playoffs start. But yeah, LeBron, 40,000 points, 11,000 rebounds, 10,000 assists. It's just like, the people that don't like LeBron, the Kobe fans, really is what it is. And the LeBron haters outside of that, like, it's mainly the main culprit is the Kobe haters. Take it easy. He won y'all a title. He passed Kareem's record in a Laker uniform. He passed 40,000 points in a Laker uniform. he's gonna get a statue. His number is going to be retired. Like
Of
it's just
course.
gonna happen.
It
It's
has
gonna
to be.
happen in all 3 places that he's been, and whatever place he goes to, and if he wins a title there, he's getting a statue. Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
His number's going to
Exactly.
be retired. Like it is what it is. I mean, obviously LeBron's number is gonna be retired in Cleveland. In Miami, that number is now retired by Bill Russell, but I'm sure they'll put another banner up with James number 6 underneath it in Miami. And I would assume one of the numbers in LA is going to get retired. I don't know if both of them
Has
will.
to.
Whatever, was he 6 in the bubble?
I
Then
think
it'll be 6.
I think that was last year of 6, and then we had it was an AD that came. What happened there? I'm trying to remember. I don't
No,
know.
AD was there when they
Yeah,
won. So, but the year that at the end of that year, LeBron said, "AD, you can have 23 or whatever. I'm not going to take it." But LeBron filed it and AD didn't on time, so LeBron got 23. Or maybe it was the year after that. But yeah,
awesome stuff.
LeBron 6, I think, is when they won the title. That'll be retired in LA. They'll keep the 23 open, I would assume. They're not
Right.
going to do the Kobe double number retirement.
It's the Tom Brady mindset. You have 3 separate Hall of Fame careers. Tom Brady didn't play for three separate teams, but LeBron playing for 3 separate teams, getting to the point of just you like I said, you can split these career numbers up. And I think somebody said on Twitter that Gilbert Arenas didn't even eclipse 15K points. You
Don't
have
even
3
talk about
Gilbert
Gilbert
Arenas.
Arenas on this podcast. Have you
Three
seen all the shit he's talking about?
awful. He is a clickbaiter who is above 40 years old. Like you were very close to Social Security, so, dude. Like you're fucking off. You're retired. You're out of this shit. Why are you trying to be some first take guy or some Skip Bayless? Like you're a former NBA player, Skip Bayless almost. It's weird. Like I thought Kendrick Perkins was bad, but a part of me still loves him because Beaumont stand up. You know what I mean?
But
Love the
he's on
409.
ESPN. That's what they hired
Right.
him to be.
Exactly. The agenda was already there, but I don't want to say Gilbert is independent because his podcast is a part of some network. I forget Underdog maybe. I don't know. They're not
Sure.
paying us. It
Yeah, I
doesn't
think it's
matter.
Underdog.
It doesn't matter. Shut the fuck up, Gilbert Arenas. I don't know why. I don't know why I just went off about Gilbert, dude. I'm telling you though, LeBron having 3 separate Hall of Fame careers, it just separates him from any other NBA player. I'm sure if Jordan played 21 years, we would be seeing monstrous stats. But he was a bad gambler. He left the league for years, came back, played on a shitty team, had awful efficiency. We talked about this a couple weeks ago off air. Michael Jordan sucked in his last couple years. He stunk,
Yeah.
dude. This is not even. This is levels behind LeBron. What we're seeing at 39. I mean, he's the GOAT. He's the fucking GOAT, dude. What are we talking about here?
Love LeBron.
Yeah, come on.
Congrats for 40K. I mean, it's a huge deal. I mean, we may see another one because scoring is different now
Right.
than it was when he came in the league for the first, call it 15 years, like out of his 21 years. Like, yeah, it's a little bit different, but you have to have the longevity and you have to have the consistency. And the only player that I could see doing it would be Luka, but Luka's
I was just gonna say,
not going to play that long. Like that's the only player. Like if he were to play that long, obviously he'd be on the same path. He'd have to be healthy, which he's consistently not as healthy as LeBron. LeBron was a freak. Can we talk about him just playing 75
yeah.
plus games every single season,
It's about what
every
was
year?
it, 17 years other than the lockout year, he was playing 70 plus games. Nobody
Yeah, and
talks about the durability of LeBron, but because I mean, you'll see him be out for a night, and of course, with the new back-to-back stuff that's been happening over the past 5 or so years, I think it was like the last year, Kawhi was in San Antonio. Pop sat
yeah,
him down, and everyone was like, "What the fuck are we doing?" And
they
then,
sat him and Tim Duncan and
yeah,
Tony
that
Parker. He
started a
sat
trend.
every
Yeah,
like the whole starting 5, and then that's when it all broke out. 2016,
Boris
2017.
Diaw, Boris Diaw of all people.
Oh,
I'm like, okay, you
Jesus.
should give him some minutes, please.
No left, Boris Dio. But yeah,
God,
shout out to LeBron. Again, subscribe if you haven't already on the Apollo HOU YouTube at Apollo HOU. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We've got basketball content. We're going to have some football content coming in soon. We got the draft and free agency coming up, and baseball is right around the corner. So if you're a
oh,
Houston
yeah.
Astros fan, if you're an MLB fan, we'll have plenty of stuff for you on the Apollo HOU YouTube. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Josh, I experienced something bad the other night.
Did you?
Yeah. The Dallas Mavericks played against the Boston Celtics, and it was bad.
Yeah.
It was real bad. It was bad. It was real bad. And then the Celtics last night. We're recording this Monday, March 4th. Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, really. The Celtics played the Golden State Warriors and beat them by 52 points.
Yeah.
They're a problem.
Chris Paul cut the lead down to 46. We
Seen
missed
that one before.
Yeah, we missed a great moment. They were down 45. He shot a three and he missed it. God,
yeah.
History always repeats itself. So I'm sure before he retires, we'll see something like that again.
Be one more.
We're so close to it. The people want more.
I got one more in me.
The Celtics are just miles ahead, and I texted you. I feel so bad that they're elite. It feels like in a week. I hate to say a weaker NBA because this should be the strongest NBA that we've seen in years. Which depends how you look at it, of course. Glass half full, glass half empty. You know, a lot of teams are kind of the good, but in the middle of the pack, good. If that makes sense. You have a lot of Knicks-esque teams, but not as bad as like the Hawks or the Bulls, for example. You have a lot of teams kind of middling. But what I'm noticing with the Celtics is just the fluidity that I'm seeing, and I hate that this Jason Tatum agenda has taken over the media, and you have teammates, former guys, you have a bunch of people, chattering about wanting him to be the MVP. I'm like, dude, can y'all get to the finals again, please? Can y'all please just get there?
Like, I get that Jason Tatum is the best player on the Celtics, but do we think that a part of the reason that Jason Tatum is so elite is because of what's surrounding him? Like having an all-pro, like all-NBA type of level player in Drew Holiday, all-defensive team.
Yes.
At your point guard. Jaylen Brown with a $300 and whatever $million contract. First-round pick right before him. Like, very good two-way player. Kristaps Porzingis is learning how to play defense well, along with incredible spacing and just shooting the lights out whenever he wants.
Yeah.
You have the experience with Al Horford. You have just the whole team put together is so disgusting. And I can't believe that Jason Kidd played Tim Hardaway Jr. in that game more than 5 minutes. He came in and the Mavericks were on a run. I think it was like an 11-2 run. Like they got within 6, they got within 5. I think they even got within 4. Kyrie's coming home to Boston, like he's wanting to ball out as well. He went on a little run. So they called timeout. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in. He was in for the next 21 minutes of the game, straight, no breaks. We were minus like 40 something.
Awesome.
He was minus 40 at the time, and then he came out, and I think it ended up being like minus 28 or 29 or something like that. It was just fucking ridiculous. But the Celtics are just incredible. And what I wanted to point out is that when teams go all in across sports, so you look at the NFL, they trade their first-round picks, and they get a piece of a 22-man team. There's 11 on offense, 11 on defense.
Right.
You get a piece, and you're like, they're all in. That's it. MLB, you go get the number 3 hole hitter, or you go get a starting pitcher ace that's on an expiring deal. They're like, wow, they're all in. They traded all these prospects. The Celtics are damn all in. Trading what they did for Drew Holiday, which wasn't a ton, but they got rid of stuff. They got rid of Marcus Smart. They brought in Kristaps Porzingis and gave him an extension when we didn't know if he was going to be able to continue what he did in Washington and stay healthy at the same time. Turns out he's doing both incredibly well. It's frustrating, but they went all the way in, and then they gave Jaylen Brown the extension. They didn't trade him. Like, they went all in, and it's, as of right now, in the regular season, paying off. We'll obviously see what happens in the playoffs, if they get to the finals, if they can win one. Like, if they win one, it's the new model. Like, just fuck the salary cap, fuck the luxury tax. Doesn't matter. Pay whatever to get the players in that need to be there. Brad Stevens has done a hell of a job, and I don't care that they're going to lose first round pick in like 5 years. I don't care that they're going to have to pay $30 million in luxury tax, whatever it may be, because it's not our money. First and foremost, like that doesn't matter to us. But you look at it and you're like, they're trying to scare you away from it. And Boston said, "Fuck it, we're all in.
Absolutely.
We're doing it tenfold, and it's paying off. They're incredible."
Dude, every single waking minute I watch that Celtics team, I'm telling you, top to bottom. And I think more than anything, you're forgetting all-star Derek White here. You're forgetting the glue to that team.
There's a reason.
You're forgetting the glue.
JJ Redick, I'm looking at you. There's a reason I didn't say Derek White.
Gross. Absolutely gross. You're having, of course, a top team in a shittier conference, a shittier East this year, and
For
I kind of
sure.
want to before anything else. Let me move back. Jason Tatum isn't even a top 3 player in the East. Giannis fucking slaps him. Brunson at times when he leads the team. I'm not going to say
Yeah.
that Brunson is better than Jason Tatum. Let's be real here. Also, prayers up for Jalen Brunson. I hope the Knicks can make a deep run.
Knee
Uh,
bruise. Knee
oh,
bruise.
thank God, dude.
So I
I
think he's day
was
to day right now.
good,
No, I
good.
saw that and I saw the original clip. If you didn't see it, Jalen Brunson knocked knees with someone on the Cavs coming up for a jump shot, and it looked like it was a non-contact injury where he went down and like tore his ACL or Achilles or something like that. It
Right,
was terrifying. I was
right.
so mad, so sad, really. And then today they came out and it's like it's a knee contusion. So
Yeah, thank God.
day to day,
That
thank
could hurt
goodness
so bad.
he's fine.
But you're seeing in guys like Joel Embiid when healthy, of course, and I know we've picked on him a lot this season, but truly he is one of the best, if not the best player in the East. You're in such a competitive league in of itself, and you're trying to sit here and delve into MVP conversations when your team needs you the most. It almost feels like when I think the Celtics are almost up to 50 so far. They're almost up to 50 wins. Yeah, like 45, something like that. Dude,
I'll check it.
there is no stopping this team right now. I mean, it's almost a Nuggets Celtics free fall, and I'm really hoping that it sticks that way. God willing, everybody stays healthy. I want the most entertainment for myself and my peers. I would love to see it, but I'm telling you, if they can just make it out of the East, which is so obtainable this year, it's like Jason Tatum was already born on third base, dude. All he
Yeah,
has to do is finish. All he has to do is just finish the fucking games. And it's not like he's necessarily played bad during the postseason, but you've had kind of moments where you're like, is he who he says he's going to be? Is he going to have this fake Mamba mentality? Like, what's up with this guy?
it's a very preheat LeBron in a
I
sense
see
where
it.
he'll have the game
Yeah.
because he's had multiple 50-point games in the playoffs and like elimination games.
Yeah.
Like he's done it on the biggest stage where you had to have it. He's done it. And then he's also had the stinkers when you kind of also needed it.
Yeah.
The Boston Celtics are 48-12. They're on an 11-game win streak, 29-3 at home. They're 15-1 in the division. They average 121 points per game. They only allow 109.9 for an 11.4 differential.
Oh my God. This is elite. This is baby 73-9 Warriors. If they fumble this in a weaker East, we're not going to hear the end of it. And thank God I'm not a Celtics fan to see that. I'm just a
Yeah,
spectator, and thank God I am, because if Jason Tatum somehow fumbles, if Jalen Brown, I hate. Can we talk about the fucking dunk contest again? That stunk. I'm pissed off. I'm real pissed off, Stone. That's all. That's all. I just had to let that out because I've been thinking about it for a while.
hey, Jaylen Brown did say, "Fuck it, I'll do it again." So watch your mouth. He'll fucking do it
Oh my
if you get more
God.
mad about it.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm just gonna withdraw from the slam dunk contest for a foreseeable future. I didn't watch
Don't
it
blame
this
me.
year. I don't think I watched it last year. Like maybe I didn't watch it the year before. Like I haven't watched it in a minute.
Wow.
When the next one comes, that's like Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, get a Dwight Howard show, Nate Robinson. Like if we get one of those back, I'll rewatch it on YouTube and I'll be back for the next season.
Exactly. We just need guys. That's all we need. Nate Robinson, guy. Dwight Howard, top guy. Gerald Green, guy. That's a guy's guy. That's the
Yeah,
NBA equivalent of Josh Cribbs. You're seeing a man at his full potential
Josh
doing what
Cribbs.
he loves the most. It's
I
incredible. It's
started.
awesome.
Have you watched The League?
Oh no, I haven't yet.
Okay, so Josh Cribbs is in it. So it's a fantasy football league TV show essentially where it's a comedy, but they ended up getting like a sick kid, and one of the guys on the team is like a Make a Wish kid
Oh, okay.
essentially, and one of the characters is like, "Who's your favorite player?" And he's like, "Terrell Suggs." He's like, "Well, I don't have the Ravens D, so that won't work. What about Josh Cribbs? Like Josh Cribbs?" And the kid's like, no.
Oh my
He's like, I'll
God,
get you
dude.
Josh Cribbs. And then he brings Josh Cribbs into the show. And then the other guy brings in Terrell Suggs. And he's like, what the fuck is this? And then they left. Yeah.
Awesome.
Just, it's a great show. All timer. I started rewatching it, actually.
Yeah,
So
that was me with
that's why it's
Blue
fresh
Mountain
in my mind.
State. Once I heard that they were remaking
That's
Blue
a good
Mountain
one.
State, I was like, this is either going to go really perfectly or it's going to be the worst television we've ever seen. No in
Yeah,
between. No
for
in
sure.
between.
For sure. So yeah, Celtics are a fucking problem. And I'm terrified if the Mavericks can get their shit together and actually make the NBA Finals.
The
Which,
Mavs were never elite. We've just been coping this whole time. I'm sorry.
yeah. Let's move on to another team that's not been coping very well.
Yeah.
So earlier in the season, we were making fun of the Detroit Pistons a lot. Every game, every
Yes.
day, every podcast, we would mention them because they had just lost how many ever games in a row? 27, 28, 29. Kyle Kuzma at the time, he was like, I think he quote tweeted the standings, and Detroit was down there, and they're like, imagine losing this many games in a row. And Kyle Kuzma quote tweeted, and he's like, at this point, it's just don't be that team, end quotes.
Yep.
Unfortunately for Kyle Kuzma, since he didn't accept the trade to the Mavericks, he's stuck in Washington, and now the Washington is that team. The Washington Wizards have the worst record in the NBA. They can't win a game. They look awful. Jordan Poole might be the worst player in the NBA, and he's being paid $131 million,
Awesome. I love it.
125, whatever it may be. Yeah, no, I don't feel for Kyle Kuzma, and I don't feel for Wizards fans because I don't know how many of their fan base is actually existent. Like Kevin Durant, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, no, that's in a house on Bill Simmons' podcast.
There you go.
Those are the two Wizards fans that I may know that I don't know in person. Actually,
they're moving. They're moving as well. I think to either the Burbs or somewhere in Virginia, Northern Virginia, something like that.
that sounds right. Yeah,
They're
getting out of
dipping out of
DC.
there. They get them out. The Washington wasn't the Capitals and the Nationals won the same year, right?
Cavs won in 2018, and then Nationals won in 2019.
Okay. So that was kind of their peak, and to see them just fall from grace, oh my God.
And they had Brad Beal
Ovi.
and John Wall at that time too,
and they still couldn't do anything.
Like 2016, 2017, they were fresh off like a team that could have won a lot of games if they didn't lose in the first round.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
having
brutal.
having the I called bank or I called game, Paul Pierce, that was a great moment. But when you think of Washington sports, it's like the Redskins changing their name to the Commanders, Juan Soto's cool run. God, I can't believe the Astros lost that team, dude. Wow.
Anthony Rendon turned into like the best baseball player on the planet, even though he hates the game. Fucker.
God, fuck that guy, dude.
And Stephen Strasburg actually lived up to the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Best pitcher drafted number 1 overall hype.
Oh my God. What a career. What a short career, but fun pitcher to watch. He was
and
almost
also the drugs that Max Scherzer took before Game 7. Yeah. Can we talk about PEDs for a sec?
Let it out.
He couldn't even lift his arm the day before, and his neck's all fucked up, and they're like, yeah, he's going to pitch Game 7. I'm like, fucking lunch meat, dude. Bregman homers off of him in the first, and then his fucking blouses.
We're cooked, dude.
God.
Like, fuck that series.
21 didn't hurt. The Astros win the World Series in 22, and I'm like, that should repay the sins for 2019. I'm still upset. And I did not ever heal. It's deep scar tissue.
The Astros can't win a fucking game at home, and it pisses me off.
They still can't.
To this day, we suck at home.
Except for 22, they won.
We've had multiple iterations of death lineups, minus God rest his soul, Martin Maldonado, and fuck, we lose. God, this game is so fucking. Oh my God, I hate it.
Baseball's running through my veins right now. I looked at my Astros hat in the closet, and I was like, it's about time, buddy.
It's time, baby.
It's about time to come back out.
Happy March, brother. John Rothstein, this is March. Oh, yeah.
Full on.
Love it.
That was baseball talk. Yeah, the Wizards suck. Washington sports suck. None of them are even actually in D.C. except for the Nationals now.
Exactly.
Or in the Capitals, I think, too. But
yeah, the Senator
kind of suck, but they have Ovi.
Sure.
Going after Gretzky's record.
Yep, let them have it. Happy hockey in DC. One day the Houston will get a hockey team again. I'll try and get into it. I can't even call myself a casual. I don't have any emotional investment into the game, and I want to. It's just hard to follow the puck on TV. I'm such a simpleton, dude. Like, I watch it and I'm like, where did the like 3-inch black thing go? I'm done. It's so over.
Whenever Houston gets a team in the near future, we'll get you to a game. You'll watch it live. You'll be able to understand it, and then you can go watch it on TV. Because watching it in person and then watching it on TV after is like a game changer. I did the same thing in like 2017.
Okay.
Went to a Preds Stanley Cup final game against the Penguins, which was fucking sick.
Nice.
Yeah. Watched it in person. I was like, that was my first hockey game, so I'm fucking spoiled. It's the worst. Like, every hockey game after that is not as good. But
no.
Went to that Stanley Cup game, and I was just like, this is sick. I'm all in. And then after that, I was watching it on TV pretty much whenever it was on. So yeah,
Nice.
that's how you do it. But the Wizards 9-51 lost, I think 14 in a row now.
Oh man, what a life they live. Jordan Poole, if he just okay, if you were watching some of the, it was the end of the fourth quarter for the Lakers game. Jordan Poole just hits a crazy step back three, and nobody's gonna talk about it because he fucking it was almost worse than an air ball because he airballed the rim and it hit the bottom of the backboard where the little rubber part is
Mm-hmm.
to watch to protect people's heads.
Which I would argue is
Awful.
worse.
I'd have to agree because it makes that weird noise that you can't really replicate. It just like
The weird noise and the strange bounce that like the bullet bounce where it comes
yeah,
off way hotter than it needed to because it came off
right.
the backboard. Yeah, it's a brutal
Uh,
display of athleticism from
well, more than
Jordan
anything,
Poole.
Kyle Kuzma just wants to build something, and
Yep, he
maybe
wants to build a contender.
maybe one day he'll get to 20 wins. Sure,
Maybe,
20,
probably
baby.
not. We're 60 games in. You got 22 to make it to
Oh no, no,
11
not
more
this
wins.
season. Not this season. Just in
So I
general.
don't think it's happening anytime soon. And this draft sucks. So
Yeah,
even if you do get the first pick, it's like, did we get Anthony Bennett 2.0?
yeah. Literally, Rob Dillingham, top three pick, baby.
James Wiseman. I mean, the
Yeah,
list goes on and on.
sure.
Every Duke center for the last 20 years.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Flipowski is going to be so bad in the NBA, and I don't want to say I can't wait, but he's a Duke guy, so I have to hate him like off rip.
Hey, as a Brotherhood member, fuck you.
Yep.
Um, last thing before we go, we talked about LeBron being the best player in the NBA for the last 21 years. He's obviously not been the best player for the last 3 years, 4 years, call it, in the NBA, but he's always been a top 5 guy,
For sure.
27-7-7. Nikola Jokic. Why did anyone ever pick against you this season to be the guy, the MVP, the best player in the world, defending champ, two-time MVP, Finals champion? Jokic is stupid, and I would assume that it's frustrating for people to watch if you're not a fan of the Denver Nuggets. They're incredible, and he just can't stop winning. He can't stop making plays. The other night when LeBron broke the record, it was still a tight game, and then all of a sudden, didn't he score like 14 points straight or something crazy?
It was nuts. Like I think it was at least 10. He was going off, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best player in the NBA, and he doesn't look like every other person in the NBA. He doesn't play the way everybody else plays in the NBA. He's slower, he's big, he's clunky, and somehow he controls every facet of every single game of every second he's on the floor. Like he is the aura that draws in the defense. He has the best eyes since LeBron, I would argue.
Yeah,
Like passing
yeah,
wise, like
yeah,
he has the best way of spacing the floor and finding the open man to get the best shot on the floor. That's what LeBron's the best at, is finding the open man to get the best shot. It's not about him taking the shot. Jordan would do the opposite and take the shot no matter what, no matter how it looked or how many people were on him. Kobe, the same thing. LeBron always goes and finds the open man. Jokic does the exact same thing in a completely different manner.
yeah. I love the way you describe that. No, man, that's perfect. Every time you see Jokic play, it's not. It almost feels like you're playing 6 or 7 on 5 because the amount of spacing that he creates, his teammates are just so in sync with him. It's the most perfect way to play basketball. It feels like, and just being able to witness it, it's just different, especially on prime time too. When they hit that run, I think it was like 14-2 or 16-4 or something like that. You knew the game was over quick because I think it was no fouls, 4 or 5 straight possessions, score, score, 3-3-3, score. Like it was just quick.
Yeah,
It,
and Michael Porter Jr. went like 10 for 10 that night, I
I hate
think.
it.
Like,
I hate it.
yeah.
Oh man, fuck Michael Porter.
Because, so I don't know if you listened to it, but Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo did a show last week, and they did their top 5 most entertaining, or top 5 players that in the NBA that you need, like you have to go see in person. Like those are the ones
I
that
like that.
you have to go see. Classic Bill Simmons rerun of top 5 things that you have to go do, that he does every single season. But Luka was not included on the list. Jokic was, and I wanted, and Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo both said that Luka's usage rate and heliocentric type of offense is not what they like to see in basketball. They don't think it's the way that it needs to be played, whatever. And sometimes it worked. Like it's the Harden ball
Yeah,
effect. They
yeah.
didn't like Harden. Luka plays the exact same way in a different way, like at the same time. Do you think if Jokic was Luka's size, in between 6'5" and 6'7", at that, like, he would be the point guard? Do you think the game is kind of played not exactly like Luka, but more similar to Luka because
Right.
he's bringing the ball up, he's the one distributing it immediately, not getting the ball at half court and running the half court offense? Like, he's going to touch the ball a little bit more as a point guard. When they said that Luka wasn't a top 5 player that you have to go see in person, I'd argue differently because they added some players in there, and I was just like, I don't get it. I get Jokic, like he's like Bill Walton and LeBron in a giant Serbian body.
Sure, I don't hate that at all. I mean, you have the best of both worlds with Jokic, and I mean, to your point, him being 6'6", bring the ball up the court. I mean, even in this hypothetical crazy world, I don't know if I can necessarily see that, but
Right.
the way he moves the ball up, like he'll play in the paint, pass back out. He plays the game backwards, it feels like. He passes to the 3 point, he passes to mid range, he passes to driving guys, he passes to cutting, giving goes. He moves so differently, and he plays, like we always say, he plays the game to his own speed. And he essentially is the puppet master of 9 other guys on the floor, and however many people on the bench watching, and the fans and everybody. You're watching the game go through somebody, and like I said, like you mentioned, seeing Jokic in person would literally change my life, literally. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I can necessarily say the same thing about Luka but on the other hand, seeing Harden every time I saw him in person, I was just like, oh my god, he dribbles so fast, he steps back. Like when you see it on TV, everything looks slower, but when you see it in person, like that's why I've told you, throughout this season, and I know we shit on Jalen Green, and of course we can't go a podcast without mentioning Jalen Green.
Nope.
He moves so fast at Toyota Center. You're like, he's got something. It's gonna work eventually, right? And I know we're in the end of year 3, but when you see these guys play in person, it's just different. So whenever I'd imagine to see Jokic in it and imagine him in this hypothetical body, it could totally work. I don't necessarily see if I can imagine him playing, bring the ball up the court, but almost like a Magic Johnson type of role, with a little less fast. But
Yeah.
the facilitation factor is just off the charts. You're, like I said, the absolute puppet master. You're going to see Jokic for years to come. Well, how old is he? 28, right?
Yeah. 28, 29,
Oh
somewhere in
my
there.
God, you're gonna God. Thank God Jokic is almost 30. Not much left in this fuckery.
Yeah. I would assume he gets one more contract and he calls it a day because
Yeah,
he
yeah,
wants to go live in Serbia and race his horses. I mean, that's the cool part, that we don't know a lot about Jokic and Luka, which I think makes them more likable because you
yeah,
don't know anything about them really. But
yeah.
when they do talk, they're just like, oh, I want to. And when Jokic talks, he's like, I like to race horses and play video games, and I like my wife and I like my daughter. Like that's the extent of Jokic, and
Awesome.
that's probably truly all he is. Like when he comes down to it, like those are the things he likes, and those are the things he's going to do. He just happens to be the best basketball player on the planet.
God,
Luka, same thing. He's like, I just need to make enough money to go build a farm in Slovenia.
that's
Like,
it.
that's all he wants to do. He likes to fuck with you on the court. He's going to yell at you a little bit, and he's going to talk a lot of shit. He loves playing basketball, and he loves winning, and he loves all that. So he did it with Real Madrid as a fucking teenager.
Yeah,
All he wants to do is make enough money to go back to Slovenia and build a farm.
I'm
Because someone asked him the other day,
so
asked
simple.
Luca, they were like, Gabriella, whenever she gets older, where do you think she's going to go to college? Which is a strange question to ask when the kid was just born like last month,
Yeah,
month before. Like it's a 1 or 2 month old baby. Where do you think your kid's going to college? And he's like, I don't know. College is free in Slovenia. He's not going to be here. He's
he's
not going to be one of those.
leaving.
He's not going to be Dirk. Dirk stayed because he loves Dallas and he loved the life that he built here. Luca married like his high school sweetheart, if you will, like, because I don't know if he actually went to school
Yeah,
back then in Real Madrid. Probably not. But like, um, from Slovenia, has a child in the U.S. He's going to move back to Slovenia, and we're never going to see him again. It's very funny that those are the two of the best 5 players in the NBA, and Jokic is number 1. Like that, they have physically just no aura about them. They're just
yeah,
regular looking white guys that happen to be really tall and incredible at basketball, and we don't know anything about them. They're
yeah.
not like, I wouldn't call them necessarily interesting off the court. I mean, it's funny to see Jokic watching his horses race in the little carriage behind, like the little baby stroller behind the horse. Like those
Yeah,
are funny things, but it's not like interesting. Like you don't get a lot out of their lives like you do because of the social media world. But
right.
it's very funny that those are like two of the best basketball players on the planet right now that happen to play in the NBA.
That's the best part about all this is like knowing that I'd say like 3 to 5 out of the top 15 players are all not from America, and
Yeah,
I'd imagine Joel Embiid would probably stay, and I don't know, Shea's from Canada, so Canada's
he's trying to get
America,
over here probably.
but just God, you said it, brother. Like just making your 300, 400, 500 million plus another 50,
Yeah,
100 in endorsements, brother, call it a day. Like you can feed almost millions of people with that money, like for
yeah,
years to come. So it's like, why not just go back to the country and fuck it? Luca might even go Pacquiao route and run for office in Slovenia. Who knows?
sure.
Watch me be so right in like 15 years. Oh my god, I can't wait.
Just can't see it. He seems lazy. He says it too. Like in the
Yeah,
JJ Redick podcast recently, he's like, "No, I just go home and hang out with my wife and take care of the kid and go to sleep." Like he
yeah.
doesn't
I
do
mean,
anything.
yeah. You see
He,
the
he
beard.
doesn't
And
watch
it's like,
basketball. Like he doesn't watch film. Like he doesn't do
doesn't
any of
need
the things. He
to.
just plays basketball and hangs out with his family. Like good for you,
The
Luca.
life, the fucking life, man.
Good
I
for
want to,
him.
I want to beat them so bad. That's awesome.
Good for Jokic though. I saw Luca in 2022 for the first time live. They played against the Clippers. They ended up losing, but it was like 97 or 102 to 100, something like that. Close game, low scoring, great defense. Luka had 45, 11, and 12.
Jesus Christ.
It was just like, and it was the easiest 45. Like in the first half, he's struggling. He's yelling at the refs. He's doing all the normal Luka things that you see without the scoring. And then all of a sudden in the second half, she's like, all right, I've found my shot again. I'm going to make every shot from three. It was just incredible because he's doing the step backs. He's just doing the pick and roll, pick and pop threes. Like he's incredible to watch in person, and probably like Harden. A lot of people don't like watching him on TV, but then you go watch him in person, you're like, okay, maybe I get it,
Exactly.
or maybe
That's
you don't.
yeah.
Like it's to your taste, but when you see it in person, it's different. I saw LeBron for the first time 2011, the first year in the Heat, in Atlanta. I was in the nosebleeds. It was 15th birthday.
Oh, nice.
Incredible experience. Like it was an awesome birthday present. But like in the nosebleeds, you watch LeBron on the court, and you're just like, this guy's different. Like on
It's
the court,
LeBron.
and
Oh my
no
god.
matter if I'm 20,000 feet in the air, like watching this in the arena from like the third row from the top, like he was different. He looked different from that high up. I can't imagine being in like the lower bowl and watching it from there.
Yeah.
Like some of these players, don't take them for granted. Don't take LeBron. Don't
No.
take Jokic for granted.
Exactly.
Some of the best players we may ever see. I know
Exactly.
basketball's getting better each and every year. Like people are getting more efficient. People are getting better at shooting. We may not see those guys ever again. And probably not Jokic because those
No,
aren't
no.
like that's not a normal thing. LeBron, like you might see similar type players, but the longevity and the greatness of it, it's cool.
That's the moral of the story more than anything is like just appreciate what's in front of you. Like talking about Wemby, talking about LeBron, talking about Jokic. This was a greatness recap episode. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's just like for years to come, we'll never see people like this again. And I'm sure the NBA is going to get miles better. We could look back on this in 50 years and be like, remember when they used to score 140?
Yeah,
Bum. Like
that's terrifying to think
this
of if
league, this
anyone's
league,
averaging over 150.
Jesus Christ. Not my
Nuts.
NBA.
No.
Thank God I'm here. Thank God I'm
Yeah.
witnessing. Thank God I have eyes, ears, functioning body, everything. Because every time I tune into a game, it's just like, damn, I like this life. This life's cool.
I mean, think of it. We got Kobe, LeBron, Steph Curry eras in our like prime watching years of the NBA. Blessed.
You can't
We're
make
just
it up.
blessed.
And you even have tier two guys like Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi, who you see them
KD.
play, and you're like, oh, their play style is so unique and cool. We might never see guys like this again. Of course, they're not a top 3, top 5 player. I mean, in some cases they are. Some years, some healthy, but you just see these guys, and you're like, I can probably pinpoint like 25 different guys when they all retire. When all's said and done, I'll be like, damn. Kind of missed Jalen Brown. I kind of missed, Derek White. I don't know, but
No,
seriously,
don't stop that.
there's truly something to be said about how blessed we are to just see this in front of us, and I hope it never ends. I would love to be 85 years old watching a robot child of LeBron James going crazy in the league. Remember those Bleacher Report NBA Finals where it was the Clippers Warriors and it was like 2025 the Clippers Warriors and it was like the world is under attack and it was like airplanes flying over Oracle. Anyway, I'll send it to you after this. But man, if
Yeah,
y'all haven't
I don't
looked
know
it
what you're
up,
talking about.
yeah, look, I'll find it. Google it. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. If you don't, Google it. You'll figure it out. That's what just reminds me of 50 years down the line, like what's the NBA going to be like? What are we going to be feeling? Is Victor Wembanyama going to have a 7'9" spawn? What's the deal? What's the deal with the NBA? I don't know. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Every minute I watch this league, it's just bleh. I love
You
it.
said 50 years, which is interesting because before Russell Westbrook's MVP season, the triple-double, breaking the triple-double record, averaging a triple-double for the entire season. The only player to ever do that before him was Oscar Robertson, which was played in the 60s and 70s with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his rookie season.
Oh my God.
That was the last time we saw anything like that, and there was only 6 to 10 teams in the league back then. There weren't a lot of teams, and now Russell Westbrook does it in front of us in 2016, and everyone's like, boo, Russell Westbrook, triple-doubles, he's a stat pattern, blah, blah, blah. Hey, just take it in. Just watch the NBA.
Just enjoy. Have fun.
Watch basketball.
Please.
It's fun. It's fun.
That's all it is, man. Keep enjoying it. Don't be a fucking hater unless it's about, I don't know, Jaylen Brown. I don't know.
Derek White All-Star campaign. That's what I'll complain about.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That'll do it.
There it is. This has been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, brought to you by Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. Go check them out if you're in the Houston area. They've got 13 locations, opening their 14th very soon, as well as Celebrity Mint. Go check out celebritymint.com and at the Celebrity Mint on social media to see the graded legal tender collectibles of Mike Tyson, Ric Flair, and more. And thank you to Prize Picks. Use code Apollo or Apollo HOU. When you sign up, you can get up to $100 match on your first deposit. It's a daily fantasy app. It's a lot of fun. You pick more or less on points, shots on goal, and then you got all the sports. You can even do NASCAR and F1, pit stop times, laps led, fastest time, all those kinds of things. All on Prize Picks. Use code Apollo when you sign up to get up to $100 match on your first deposit. This has been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast.